Alright, so we are going to dive into the Dragon Dungeon as promised, and I've already used up my sigils farming the B7, which is what I can auto-battle. That video will just go up just so you guys can see that if you're curious. But as far as this is concerned, this is your entry into the mid-game. I made mention of this before. Usually, once you get it to Dragon's B8 and you can start farming some decent square gems for your Astromons, you eventually want to be able to get to Extreme, which will be able to get you into the Dragon Dungeon with the sigils. And again, it all plays kind of together. You know, it all leads into itself a little bit here. So, but what I'm going to talk about here is where I think as new players really should be trying to get to in Monster Super League once you are able to finally go into the Dragon Dungeon. Now, these dungeons aren't they get progressively harder, is what I will say. But this is still nothing to joke about. You can't come in here with 3-star Astromon and expect to not have to pay gems to over and over again from them dying. You really need to have 5-star or 6-star Astromon coming into here, and that just means leveled up. I'm not saying you have to have obviously a Nat 5. I'm not talking about the Nat 5 stuff. I'm talking your Astromon need to be ascended to at least level 50 or above, and it's recommended to basically be max level with these guys. That's not saying the 5 stars can't do it, but for safety reasons of being able to do stuff without Astromon really dying, having them at their maximum potential is always a good idea. Now, when you first come in here, I highly recommend that whatever team that you are that's your main team, whatever your 4 main Astromon are, just power through B1, B2, and B3, whether you have to spend gems or not. However, if you are dying before you even get to the boss, that's where you need to reconsider maybe your team and maybe try come in with a different approach before you start doing it. I know I say brute force it, but if you're literally going to spend 100 gems just to get through B1, you 100% are not ready to come into Dragon's Dungeon just yet. So just be aware that that's kind of the flow of things. So I'm going to click on these to show you. The first is going to be a water dragon. The next one is going to be a dark dragon, and the third is going to be a wood dragon. Now, if you're building a strictly water team that you've been using for Golem's B8, for instance, like what I did when I first did this in the game 4 years ago, which is still a team that can do it, you will struggle just a little. You will struggle on this boss, but you can brute force it. That team that I originally had was a 4-team of Mona here. I had 4 water Monas, and I do recommend building this team. This team at level cap with a Gem of Siphon will be a team that you can literally just go into B8 and auto battle and collect gems at your leisure. And even this team is good on the 4th one, which is where I want you guys to try and target, because a 3 to 4-star specialty gem out of here, so this is either a Gem of Siphon, a Gem of Leech, or a Gem of the Pugilist. This is not a 3 to 4-star is okay, and I'm not discounting them, but when you get to B4, if you have that water team, this is a better chance. And again, you start at a 4-star and you can get up to a 6-star in here. You have those chances. So you come in here and it's just a water or a fire dragon. So we're gonna run this with my last 2 sigils here. I have a water team that I'm gonna throw in there. And one Astromon I'm going to try because I want to see how she actually does in here, just to see it for myself. But once again, you can build a full water Mona team and maybe swap out put your dark Mona in there, so you only need 3 water Monas, and these would be good, and those are something you can control. I bring up the water Mona so diligently because it's something you as a new player can control. You don't have to feed the gacha machine hoping that you're going to get good Astromon out of rolling, right? This is something you can actually get really easily and be doing content in the game to eventually get in here and start getting you better gems. The problem with the Mona team is around up and through the last 4 of the first, this is kind of the first end of the game here. Not talking about the desert and the terrestrial rift, which you see I haven't even bothered finishing out the quests and things like that. I should do that, but again, time is sometimes not on my side. But the point here is the Water Mona team even struggles in Star Sanctuary, but it can carry you to about Slumbering City, and they fall off pretty harshly in the Aurora Plateau and the Glacial Plains. So having the full Water Mona team will get you a little bit further into the game, but at that point, the idea is you're using gems, you're summoning, you're sliming every week, getting your 1,000 gems now every week for free. And you're starting to build the 4 stars or the 5 stars, that the Nat 4 stars and the Nat 5 stars, to move on there. And I realize that if you don't understand that terminology, when we just talk about Nat, it's just natural born, meaning Mona, for instance, is a natural born 3-star Astromon, right? She starts at 3-star. That's all it means. So the same thing with Miho versus Anubis here is 4-star, so he's a Nat 4. So again, that's the point, is you're starting to build up more Astromon who are start at a higher star level, who have more stats, etc., to help you move through more of the end game. But bringing this all back into the Dragons, let's just jump into this, and then I'll check out the haul that I got through all of the running. So I'm going to run my Water Mona. Both my Water Victorias. Victoria is a 4-star water attacker, and you can get her through fusion. She's easy to get, but she's not as easy as Mona to get, but she's still a worthwhile. So even if I wasn't running 2, I could run these just these guys as well, and these 2 are powerhouses themselves. And again, yes, they are super evolved, so again, they do have those stats there, but once again, even if I was to use my unsuper evolved Mona or an unsuper evolved Victoria, they do just fine in here as well. And I'll show Victoria's tree and show how easy it is to get a Victoria as well on here. But for the sake of this, I am going to run these 3 attackers, and you'll notice in my videos, I just do usually glass cannon builds unless I really have to think about a team composition. And the only reason why later on you have to think about team comps and doing stat downs and things like that is if you're in the real end game. So the Dimensional Rift, for instance, is a little bit more of, you kind of have to think of a team composition to get through it, or the Colossals or stuff like that. But that's all stuff that definitely has been talked about on Reddit. People have asked questions, and that is a much better resource than myself, because the rewards out of the Colossal Dungeon, and you've heard me talk about the Dimensional Rift even, the rewards out of that is just not worth my time, in my opinion. I still can do what I want to do in this game, and that's, again, I am a casual player, and you guys play the game for what you want out of it as well, right? That's the whole point. So, but anyway, I'm trying out this Water Miho here because I want to see how well she'll stack up using the Sap. So Sap is a great ability. It does damage, but it also decreases their resistance. So having the resistance decrease with my Victorias here and Water Mona, if it'll pull it up right, this is an 80% chance to put defense down, so I'm hoping with the resistance we could do it. Now, again, talking about team comp, I could just run Water Hanahime here for her leader ability that decreases their resistance, but her normal attack also puts the resistance down, so you kind of see where this is all going. If we can put defense down on this boss, we're going to shred it, even as a Water Astromon. Okay, and that's again why I'm bringing up Victoria and Water Mona. They both have chances inherently to put defense down. Mona has a little bit lower of a chance, but it's still better than nothing. And having 4 Water Monas, for example, that's 4 chances to put defense down on this boss, and then you will shred it, just like in Golems. So enough yapping though, let's use up my last 2 sigils and get in here, and so you kind of see the difficulty with each, and going from that in each one, you'll see this same kind of composition, not the same Astromon, but this same type of a composition. There will always be a 5-star Astromon in the middle, or it will be either Valkyrie, it's Persephone, which you will see in the video of my farming. And there's also Arthur that can go here. I forget if there's one more, but those are usually, there is a high-leveled 5-star that you have to deal with. This is usually your first target. These other 2 are always random, but you always will fight Valkyrie in this instance. So For the sake of this, I'm just going to auto and kind of babysit this. Take out Valkyrie first. She's always going to be the threat. Getting the stun off here kind of sucks from this guy. The candle, this candle guy from Lunar Valley does and can hit pretty hard. If there are two of them, they can almost one-shot if you're doing a glass cannon type of build like I am. But I'm just going to auto battle this out so we can move on through the dungeon. The second round is nothing to worry about. It's a typical 4-star on here, but if you've got your SP built up, as you can see, it's going to die very easily. And we get to the boss. Again, you're probably going to have to babysit this, so I'm going to select the boss. And easy like that. We got defense down on it, so the next hit, even if I didn't one-shot him, would go. And you see how easy this can be. And again, these are all Astromon. All 4 of these too that you see are easily obtained. Again, disregard the super evolution. It does get the stats, but even if these guys were not super evolved, this team right here would, you just saw it, went through this, cut through this like butter. So the last thing we'll do, let's look at that, and attack percent, Gem of Leech. That's not bad for the last one. I forgot to do this, but let me kind of go. Can we do play again? Will it let me? Yeah, it should let me do this. Just to kind of cover the gems on each one of them is Gem of Siphon was on Mona. You can see her attack's actually pretty low. So these are only 5-star gems, and she did just fine. I have 1 6-star crit rate, so 2 attack percents, and again, make sure they're 5-star gems. And a crit rate gem would be fine. You could swap this out, heck, for even another attack percent if you really wanted to help boost up Mona's attack power on there. So she's doing that. The other thing to note is, yes, I have her completely booked because I've done this for 4 years. I have enough books to get her skills up to level 5, so she is doing more damage. I'll show that once we go back in there to the thing, back onto the airship. The same thing here, 2 level 5s. She's fully booked. And she is running a full 6-star Gem of Valor set. Again, 2 attack percents and a crit rate just to help boost the crit. Again, I can swap the crit rate out and just go full attack, and you can see this will put Victoria over probably close to over 11,000 attack, and that's pretty good. So the goal is just to have her hit like a truck, right? And the same thing kind of goes for my other water Victoria. I have Gems of Siphon on her as well. You see her attack's a little bit lower, and that's because we are once again using 5-star attack percent gems. So Victoria, again, talking about the differences between a Nat 3 and a Nat 4, you can see even super evolved that with pretty much the same gems on my water Mona, she has that's 1,700 more attack on here. So Victoria is definitely a better water Astromon attacker choice. Also because of her defense down abilities, and getting her fully booked does. Nat 4s and Nat 5 Astromon are harder to get books for. Just understand that this is again taking years to build up this on here. The last one is Miho is a balance as her water. Again, we went in there though mainly for her sap ability, so this is to get rid of the resistance and do damage on it. That's why I ran her. I didn't even use fully leveled up gems here. She has full 6-star gems, and I just spread it out. So I did HP, gave her a little bit of attack in both, so she could at least do some damage. So her attack really wasn't what we were going for. We wanted to make her survivability there, so you could definitely swap these out for HP percent gems easily, or go full attack on her, but you want her to live so she can put the sap down, etc., etc. So those were the gems those guys were running as we did that, and we are out of sigils for the week. So I have not looked at this yet because I was recording both of these videos. So let's go see what my haul was for the week. And this is what you do every week. You know, going in there, farming gems, farm the gems, and then see kind of what we pulled out on here. So just 1 second. All right, so let's do some inventory clearing. So I know starting, because we were farming square gems, I'm going to be starting around here and everything going up. So let's look at here. So we have a this one is an older gem. I'll cover all gems and why I sell them as I go through this. So this is a 6-star Gem of Protection. This is a great gem. HP percent as a substat is really good. So a set bonus of this is more defense on top of more defense. This is a great lock in a gem for a defensive Astromon, like Light Victoria for an example. So we lock that one in. This is a garbage gem, so we will just leave it there to sell. Recovery 25%, but it's a flat gem. Unfortunately, that one's going to get sold. And again, you don't need to sell, just sell selected at the end. So I'm going to keep everything check marked. I'm going to lock whatever I'm going to keep, and that will not sell the gem. So 5-star Gem of Protection, recovery percent is garbage. A crit rate square 6-star crit damage one, we lock that in 100%. Flat gem is garbage. Flat gem is garbage. A triangle resist HP percent gem is good. Having the variety there is always good. And again, these are all gems from the other weeks. I'm just going to keep covering them. 5-star attack percent Gem of Valor. That's a lock in. Again, 5-star gems are good. And again, you got to take what you can get here. So 5-star attack percent Gem of Valor is good, so we lock that in. Another HP percent Gem of Protection is great. So this is a specialty gem out. So the 3 specialty gems out of the Dragon Dungeon are your Stun Gem of the Pugilist, your Gem of Leech, and then your Gem of Siphon here. And again, you're going to be looking for these gems of Siphon. And we'll talk about this after we kind of go through these. Unfortunately, a flat defense is nothing. You'd never keep those. I realize it's a 6-star gem, but it's not. This is not worth it on any stretch of the imagination. I'm going to lock in a crit rate because this does have some viability on certain Astromon who are protectors or defenders. So this one, for instance, like Light Kraken is defense, or she tank? I forget, but I think she's tank. So this still has a viability. Gem of Tenacity, this is a defense percent, so this is an okay gem to keep. The problem is its flat bonus is garbage. So this is one up to your guys' discretion here. The flat, again, we do not want any flat gems on here for the bonus. So while this is good to use this until you could replace it. I don't need it, so I'm just going to immediately sell it. 5-star Gem of Leech, defense percent is keepable. 6-star attack percent Gem of the Pugilist is an immediate lock-in. A defense percent 5 Gem of Leech we can lock in. Flat defense is garbage. Flat HP is garbage. Now, let's talk about this flat attack Gem of Siphon. Okay, if you are brand new, which most of you guys who are watching this far along, seeing this and get to this evaluation, this is a gem you keep. And the reason why you want to keep these gems is while this is flat attack, if this is one of your first gems of Siphon, you want to keep these on your Astromon because there's still a purpose with this. If you were to level this all the way up, the attack that it gives is negligible. It helps, but it's not as good as, let's say, this Gem of Valor 5-star that gets you over 50% of your attack, right? This gem is miles better than this Gem of Siphon. However, this gem is something that you can keep and use for capture festivals, okay? You got to think about it. The set bonus is what you're at. The statistic is kind of the secondary in this case. Eventually, yes, you would want this gem to be an attack percent Gem of Siphon, but what you could do is, if you farm, let's say, 3 gems of Siphon that you can put on your Dark Mona, and they can be whatever. They could be all 3 flat attacks. Hell, they could all be recovery gems, for crying out loud. The point would be to get the SP drain. The reason why it would work for capture festivals is you're running normal mode. Your 6-star Dark Mona and fully evolved, which is what you should have, can one-shot those Astromon already because they're only level 18. You throw your SP drain on there, the SP drain doesn't care about the statistics on your Astromon. The SP drain literally will happen every time. Thus, you will start farming capture festivals faster, and you guys will get to the point that you have seen me capturing over 200 Astromon and being on the leaderboard, okay? So don't get rid of these first sets of gems of Siphon because they have a purpose for your first time going into a capture festival and getting the Astro Gems. And even if there is a good Astromon for the capture festivals, those gems of Siphon will be beneficial. So Your first gems, do not get rid of these no matter what this top stat is. These are going to help. Now that it's 100%, I said normal mode. Don't put these on your Mona and get rid of her attack stat, let's say, and think that you're going to walk into extreme and be able to take on extreme with this. No, you are crippling your Mona. So this is strictly only for the capture festival and farming with it, because this gem is only going to be, we're only going to use this gem to get the SP drain, right? Eventually, over time, once you finally start farming gems that have like attack percent and actually are benefiting Mona, then you can walk into extreme with the gems of Siphon with the statistics that you want. So full disclaimer there. Don't put these on your Mona with like recovery percent and expect to be able to kill extreme. That's not going to happen, unfortunately. So maybe in the Phantom Forest, maybe, but higher up you'll just lose. So let's move on. 5-star defense percent gem of Siphon, 100% locking that in. Another 5-star attack percent, we'll lock it in. An HP percent 5-star Gem of Valor. This is debatable. I'm gonna actually sell this. It's got crit rate. It's got crit rate and crit damage on it. This is all good substats that could go on this. I lied. We're gonna lock that in just cause. A 5-star HP percent Gem of Life with a little attack percent on and a crit damage. This is an okay one to lock in. I might go back and evaluate my gems afterwards, but this is definitely good. Again, we want HP percent. If we're comparing the Gem of Tenacity to the Gem of Life here, you want 20% of your HP versus a flat 2,500, okay? Your Astromon has to have 25,000 health to be at the 10% right here, right? All Astromon have that usually at 6-star. So this falls off, and you can see you get another 2,500 off of this. So you can clearly see the differences between these two similar bonuses and why flat gains as far as stats are worse than trying to go for the percent base. So 5-star, but again, this is defense flat. We don't care. Crit rate 5-star. Gem of Leech is good. Flat defense Valor is garbage. Flat defense or flat HP Leech is bad. Flat recovery is super garbage. 5-star recovery percent Pugilist with HP 4%, a little 7% here. This one could be argued, but I'm just gonna sell it. Gem of Healing is garbage. This is just a total garbage gem. Always sell that. 5-star attack percent. Again, if you need Astromon to have some boosts in the attack percent, and this is kind of helping you out, take what you can get, but we're going to sell it. Flat attack sell. Again, because this is a tenacity gem, we just get rid of it. Another 5-star attack percent Gem of Leech. So we're getting a lot of attack percent Gem of Leeches and just not very many good siphons on my pull here. But flat attack right there is a sell, and another 5-star attack percent Leech. We're just going to lock that in. And again, I lock in a lot of the attack percents because, again, I want some of the things going on that are I want the attack percents to be on other Astromon. So if I don't have any other gems, I can slap at least attack percent on those Astromon and they do something. So I just got rid of everything I just did. So usually if you weren't being a little dumb like I was just there, so we just reselect anything that we don't lock in, right? So let's go back in here. And cell selected. So just that run by itself, was enough, 358,000 gold. So I will definitely take it there. But that's a little long-winded, but again, that's the analysis that I'll have to kind of go into this stuff on here. If you guys stuck it out all the way to the end here, I appreciate you. I always appreciate you guys. Again, if you have any questions, put them down in the comments. I will answer them and then try to, if I can, if it needs to be at least, show you guys in the daily or something. But there you go. That's me, and I will see you guys in tomorrow's daily.